Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, guys.
I have fidgets.
Well, yeah, I've laid out plenty of fidgets for you guys.
I lay out my own fidgets.
I like fidgets.
Yeah. Alright, we have to do an audio sync. You're both very familiar with this at this point. So audio syncing in 3, 2, 1. That was the best audio sync in months. In months, that was the best one. Okay.
Bellissima.
I'm glad you guys caught that. Hello and welcome to another episode of Rolling with Reddit. I am joined here by Kel.
Hello.
And Mitchell.
All right.
You probably recognize Mitchell from our Inside Out one-shot. Do go give that a watch. It's one of my favorite one-shots on the channel right now, and it's actually not one that I game mastered for. Crystal did.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot
really
of
good.
fun.
It was really,
I
yeah.
watched it.
And Kel, we're gonna get you in on a one-shot here eventually, at some point.
At some point, eventually.
And in the meantime, I get to
Madness.
torture you both with Reddit stories. And today's no
Torture.
exception. There is an underlying theme to today's stories, and I apologize ahead of time. We are dealing with more adult themes here.
Oh.
So the question is, would you guys rather hear the story from Aries Escapism or Suspicious Cow 1-1?
Oh, suspicious cow. Suspicious cow.
Congratulations, Suspicious Cow.
Were you hit on East Atlanta Road?
The title of this Reddit story reads, DM makes AI porn of the party, then disappears. Welcome to your first Reddit experience here on the channel.
That one's intriguing. What?
Yeah. So, the story reads.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah.
This has got to go weirder than weird. Okay.
Yep. The story reads, I've played D&D for years, but I've mostly played with longtime friends. And this is my only horror story. It started last year, and I just moved to the US to start a PhD in applied maths, and was pretty lonely. The program is brutal, and I didn't have a lot of time for socializing, so my only friends outside of the department were those miles away, thousands of miles away. At some point, I had mentioned that I played D&D to one of the other grad students, and he invited me to join his group. The group was mostly formed of people he'd met at uni. He'd done his undergrad at the same institution, so a mix of people from their early 20s, aside from two of us, both 23 male, and Dave, 25 male, who worked in finance. Zoe, 24 female, who was a med student, and Lily, 21 female, who was studying art. Now the group was mostly great. The only relative minor issue was Dave, our DM. Fucking Dave.
Dave.
Fucking Dave.
Dave.
Who was somewhat lacking in social skills and tended to have a very strong opinion about things he knew little about. That's the worst kind of opinion to have.
Yeah, it is.
You shouldn't have an opinion on things that you know nothing about because you don't have enough information to form an opinion.
Or at least just have the wherewithal to know. Yeah, you can at the end, I don't know anything, and admit that at the very
Yes.
beginning.
Yeah,
or
to be like, I don't know anything, but this is my thoughts.
Yeah, these
on
are my
the matter.
thoughts. You can have opinions, but just don't use them as.
Yeah. This was especially irritating when it was something that one of the rest of us did know a lot about, as he refused to back down even when clearly wrong. But I'm a math
with that only
student.
because I'm an arguer. I'm gonna argue.
Oh, I mean,
nonstop.
there are debater archetypes amongst people, and I mean,
Yeah.
I get being a debater, but like,
This is
you have to be an intelligent debater about
Yes.
like what you like. You have to pick your battles.
choose your battles. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
The post goes on to say that, but I'm a math student, so I'm no stranger to folks with poor people skills, and it wasn't too big a problem. I usually just tuned Dave out whenever he ranted. I mean, honestly, that's a good defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It's also
That's what I do too. Is like if someone's like going on and on or whatever, I'm just like,
Fair.
yeah, all right, cool.
It's also a good way to end the conversations. It's just like, all right, just
Yeah.
continue where you're at.
Anyway, I'm gonna roll a hit. Anyway, we started our campaign in October. David created a homebrew setting, which was fantastic and in-depth, and Lily offered to do some artwork for it. So over the course of the next couple of months, she did character portraits, a few landscapes, and even did a painting of a few of the big battles. All the art was really, really good, and it made a campaign so much better.
I bet. That's so nice.
That's awesome.
And they mentioned I have one of the battle paintings hung up in my flat. That sounds so fucking cool.
That is so cool.
That's cool.
That's
a good, yeah.
nice.
Around Thanksgiving time, though, Lily's workload picked up, so she had to stop doing art for us. None of the rest of us had any artistic talent, unless you count painting 40K miniatures, which that is talent.
No,
That is-
It's technical, right?
So we had to use stock pictures for our new PCs. At some point, though, Dave taught himself how to use generative AI and decided to make a bunch of the new portraits for us. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of AI art, but he'd already made them, so I accepted mine and we started using them. They were pretty cool, to be fair. His software allowed picture inputs, so his portraits were recognizable as us. This will be important later. Okay, so the PCs look like the players.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is
It's
getting-
kind of
Okay, because like if it was a fictional character and you got to make money on the side, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But the characters
selling
have
AI
their
art.
likeness.
They're straight up painting them like they're French women. He got really into AI image creation and he ended up making tons of pictures. With our permission, he made a Twitter account to post the pictures, which I followed and occasionally scrolled through. He posted pretty regularly, like a few new pictures every week, and it was kind of interesting to see images of us in various scenarios. Unfortunately, this wasn't the only Twitter account that he'd made. There was a second account that he hadn't shared with us, featuring more questionable pictures. One of Zoe's flatmates stumbled across it while doing research. It's in quotation, so Zoe's flatmate, take that as you will. And then recognized her, Zoe. He showed her the account, and she showed the rest of us.
You should.
And it was pretty horrifying, to be fair. There were dozens of images of each of our characters in various states of undress. We decided to confront Dave at the next session. As soon as I brought up the Twitter account, he went white. After about a second,
So
he just...
knew.
Yeah,
He
you
knew
Oh,
it
yeah.
fucked up. He knew.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. He was being sleazy at the moment, and he was like, "Yeah, I know."
It's strange that his debater personality didn't come out in this
He
moment.
just
'cause he
immediately
knows.
just.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Could have
like,
been anybody that did this.
After about a second, he bolted out of the house, leaving his stuff behind. We tried to contact him, but he blocked us on everything and nuked both Twitter accounts. As far as I'm aware, he moved houses shortly after, although whether he left the city or just moved across the street, I have no idea. So yeah, there's
He
probably
literally-
tons
Full
of...
ghost. Just-
Yeah.
he tucked tail and ran.
Yeah. That's
I mean, yeah,
creepy.
'cause you're likely to catch a case that way. I mean, let's be.
Oh no,
Because
that's
you're-
100%
you're-
hanging a lot. Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
that's a
because-
lawsuit. You're using. That's the whole thing. The what should become.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
writer's
yeah.
strike is going on about right now, or the actor's strike, right? Or was.
Yeah, and I
But-
mean,
The whole like using also that could be considered you making porn with an individual's likeness without them knowing.
yep,
And it's like
yep,
that you didn't have their consent nor their permission to do that.
yeah.
That's why AI
It's
is so.
it's dangerous and it's fucked.
So
That is why
it's
well,
why
that-
it's so bad. That's
One
why.
of the scariest things in the world.
Yeah.
AI, terrifying.
The post concludes. So yeah, there's probably porn of me floating around about the internet, which is slightly horrifying to think about. Fair. Hopping into some of these top comments, and then we'll go on to our next story. The top comment reads from Master Figamus. He didn't try to explain and just suddenly ran away, leaving all of his stuff and a hole in the wall like a cartoon character. And then somebody replied, Landlord says, don't get me wrong, absolutely disgusting behavior from the DM and extremely creepy. But I can't help but chuckle a little at the idea of him dashing out of the door, nuking all of his social media, moving, shaping his head, and changing his name, rather than attempt to explain it.
That's pretty,
Honestly, yeah.
That's humorous.
No, that is very humorous, but really shitty to be
that's a
to
horrible
put
situation.
someone in that situation.
Yeah.
So now you have that thought in the back of your head of
Oh, it's just like
someone has probably jerked to.
Yeah. Few people are doing it ethically. Which, I mean, there is ethical AI, but like even some of the shit that's out there right now that claims to be ethical, like you have to like really do your research.
Yep.
yeah.
But Jumping into our next story, and this is when the theme is probably going to become a little more prevalent.
Oh no.
We have a post here by Aries Escapism. DM asked if I sold feet pics out of nowhere.
Ha. Was the answer yes? I'm sorry.
Let's find.
Was the
Like,
answer-
was it an off-skew question? Was this person currently taking a photo of their foot?
Do you
Aries
wanna buy
Escapism.
some
This is a horrible story, but also, were you?
You just, I haven't gotten any further in the story, but starting off.
Let's find out. Last year, I played for the first time with some friends I knew from college. We went looking for someone to DM since neither of us had any experience, and found a guy online. Just a guy. Just found a guy
Just a
online.
guy.
I've done that
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. I was the guy online.
Yeah, you're.
Mitchell, do you? Anyway.
Yes. It's like a hobbit's foot. It's got fur.
Hell yeah, that's my king. That's my niche right there. The campaign had, apart from the DM, 5 players. Me, 3 of my friends, and the boyfriend of one of those friends.
Okay. That's
Everything
solid.
started well. It was all
That's
online.
mostly my group. That helps. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, pretty accurate. Everything started well. It was all online since the DM was from another city and the 5 of us lived in very distant places. In one of the first sessions, the DM started saying that my voice and my appearance reminded him of an influencer, which no one found strange since another friend of mine had already said the same. But looking back now, it was already something a little strange since a few sessions later, he said she was attractive. That can get a little uncomfortable. If I was like, Mitchell, you know, I love the mustache. It kind of reminds me of this guy, Barley Barr. He does Ren Fair. And, you know, honestly, pretty attractive guy. You know, just saying, I would, but Barley. Like, very uncomfortable.
Could be.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Time passed. Everyone found something a bit weird during the campaign, like his insistence on getting romantic interests from each player in the middle of the story, but no one mentioned anything.
Just that's already getting towards that.
it's
I
getting-
want to role play kind of.
It's the I want to role play. Schmexy times.
Like, there's nothing wrong with a DM wanting to get involved in the campaign. It's a lot of fun sometimes, and this is not how you go about that.
No.
This is just creepy.
We arrived in December last year. None of us talked to him outside of the RPG, and I never sent him a single message that was about anything else. We had the last session of the year on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday he started messaging each of the players to resolve some of the character issues for the next campaign. Nothing strange there. DM talked to me about my character and kept insisting on finding a romantic partner for my character, while I said I didn't want to. The conversation was normal other than that, until at one point he asked if he could say something, and asked me not to tell the other players.
That's never. No.
The message he sent was, in quotes, "Do you sell feet pics, comma, or something, question mark." I felt extremely uncomfortable. I panicked, past traumas here, and said no, and the conversation ended there. Nobody else said anything about the campaign since it was Christmas and New Year's Eve.
It was Christmas.
Yes, you're trying to get feet pics on Christmas, bro.
Oh my god.
What a creepy dude. Oh, that's so.
I was just wondering if you would gift me. No.
Gifted me your
Hey, you want to be my online girlfriend? You sell feet pics? You want to be my online girlfriend?
gonna be wife.
Play D&D, wifey style.
Oh. The post goes on to say, and in January, I was still desperate and I finally told the other players about it. We talked about it and decided, obviously, not to continue with the DM. We left the group chat, just saying that we didn't want to play with him anymore. And he just responded, "Did I do something wrong?" Oh, you know.
You
know what you
You
did.
did something wrong.
You knew. You wouldn't ask the question if you thought you did something wrong.
No,
You'd be like, these assholes just left me and high and dry. No, you knew you did something wrong.
Yep.
That's disturbing.
Since then, I haven't played anymore, and it really pisses me off that the first long campaign I played ended like this. because a guy doesn't understand basic decency. It's worth mentioning here that he followed me on Instagram and Twitter, where I never gave any indication that I was doing OF or anything like that. So he should have pre-knowledge that like this is not something they're advertising. And here's the thing, even if they wanted you to know that, they would tell you.
Yeah, and also if it was something that they were advertising, you don't need to ask.
Yeah.
Because A, they're not gonna just subscribe.
No. Yeah.
If you want it, like if they had it, just subscribe.
Yep, just be a nameless supporter.
Yeah,
if that is,
be a nameless
don't make it
supporter.
weird.
Don't make it weird,
I'm trying to
because
think
that
of, like,
makes it
there's
so freaking weird.
It's a lot of confidence on a dude to walk up and just be like, "Hey, you do porn?"
So take those socks off. I think I've seen you.
Yeah.
Hopping into some of these top comments, we have one here by Void Tree MC. Love the username.
Yes.
They say, good on you and the other players for leaving. Way too often someone posts here that they stayed because of reasons. Keep looking for other games. You'll find one that doesn't suck. Good advice.
Yeah, there's plenty of games out there that's...
There's many platforms now. I mean, it's just...
So many, and you will find... You can shop around for a DM that meets, like, what you want. What?
The next top comment.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The next top comment by Adventure Sphere. First off, fuck you. This is why during session 0, the DM should clearly establish which players are and are not selling feet pics.
Let me get this out here before the game starts.
I gotta know.
Can I purchase pictures of your Piggly Wigglies?
At the
I want to see the one that goes to the market.
Of an extra point of inspiration. Adventure Sphere goes on
If that doesn't work, I'll join the normal subscription base. But if I can pay you in this game gold, I will.
A bag of holding, anybody? Bag of holding?
Jeez, that's terrible.
I mean, honestly, for a bag of holding, I give my team sure of my feet.
Adventure Sphere.
That's fair. If you
concludes-
trust the DM, do not be
Goddamn.
creepy about it.
Adventure Sphere concludes their comment. But seriously, OP, I'm sorry for the creepiness you suffered.
Yeah.
Men can be pigs. And ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah. No, that's really unfortunate that you had to go through that, because it makes you really realize you can't trust people, like someone that you or not necessarily that you can't trust people, or that it's very hard to truly know a person.
Yeah. And it makes trusting people harder.
And it makes
everything in the future
trusting people
uncomfortable.
harder, because now you're gonna have that ingrained memory of, oh, is this DM gonna be creepy
this the next
towards
feet
me?
guy?
Is
Oh, that
this
would've
the
been
is this the next person that's gonna ask me something that's gonna make me uncomfortable? Like,
That's my first thought, is
Yep.
that immediately after that, the next
Every-
4 people I find online are all going to be like, hey, you
Yep.
sell feet pics? I'm
Yep.
not going to do... No! I'm never going to play it,
yeah.
yeah. Thank you for not asking when I first met you. So, do I...
I mean, I did meet you on Bumble BFF.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
We're not sponsored, but we could be.
No. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. The stories from these Reddit stories are going to be down in the description. Go show some love to Aries Escapism and Suspicious Cow. And in the meantime, go to Misty Mountain Gaming and use promo code RPGFamiliar to save 10% off your entire order. Get some dice, get some miniatures, get all kinds of fun stuff. Get some rolling trays. They're nice.
Clickety-clackies.
Clickety-clackies.
All the
I just
dice.
threw them all on the floor.
Hell yeah. Anyway, thank you
somewhere.
guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for more Rolling with Reddit. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.